Hey, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and I'm going to give you my first impression review of Epic's new free-to-play Battle Royale game, Fortnite Battle Royale. Not to be confused with the other Fortnite, the base co-op survival Fortnite game. This is a little bit different, using the same engine and characters and world and stuff and physics, but this is Fortnite BR. This is my thoughts on my experiences so far, but remember, still first impressions, and the game is still early access. Well, I mean, it's free, you can literally play it right now, but, you know, it's not all the way finished yet, okay? So keep that in mind, guys, and also, spoiler alert, hell yes, this is something to look forward to. This is a video to watch all the way through. Please, guys, get hyped, keep it alive. Let's get into this. Well, first things first, you should know this is BR just like you know and love, right? I mean, it's very similar to PUBG in a lot of ways. 100 players, they spawn in, you know, the usual party bus balloon thing, and it has a set path. Well, it's not set. I mean, it changes each match, but yeah, it goes on a linear line, obviously, down through the map, and you can choose when to spawn out. You know, you can choose when to spawn out and glide out to whatever town or whatever nook and cranny you want to go into to hide so that you can hope to be in top 10 and maybe get number one, pray. I don't know, but anyways, that's basic mechanics of Battle Royale that we know and love, at least the popular versions. Now, there's tons of other BR games that don't do that, like the upcoming Darwin Project, and also Minecraft Hunger Games is one of them, and there's a number of them out there, guys. That's a little bit different. They change around the formula, but this game, self-admittedly, even Epic has said that this is going to be kind of usual, at least the core fundamental design of it. It is basically directly inspired by PUBG, and normally I would completely condemn that. I really don't like clones. However, the additional mechanics to this game, the proactive mechanical changes that they've made to the gameplay is radically freaking radical. It's awesome, it's great, it's amazing, and I think more players and more streamers and more everybody's gonna be talking and playing freaking Fortnite Battle Royale. So, yeah, you spawn in 99 other players, you're gonna try to be number one, you jump down, and you're gonna be scavenging for a few different things. This is what is gonna make the game a little bit more unique, is, yeah, you do get your weapons. They're actually really obvious which ones are better, which ones are worse. The different kind of weapons are a little bit sillier, but they're nothing too, you know, out there that you wouldn't understand how they work at all. Start with a pickaxe, and you can immediately break walls. Actually, that's a new mechanic. And so you're probably gonna spawn on top of a building or just break a hole through a wall somewhere, and yeah, you're gonna jump in and try to find some different items. There are traps, not many of those. Hopefully we do get more of those that you can build. But then you're gonna be finding SMGs, shotguns, pistols, a sniper rifle, assault rifle, a couple of different assault rifles actually, burst rifle, and I don't know, a few different kind of usual weapons. There's gonna be more weird weapons added when they add in supply drops, like the zap gun's gonna be pretty cool. But for the most part, you're gonna look at some weapons. There's a couple different types of ammo. You have infinite ammo storage, so don't worry about that. But you can actually hold 5 different weapons, I think, if I'm counting correctly, and probably not because I'm stupid, but you can hold a lot of different weapons. I think for the most part, what you're gonna wanna have is maybe some grenades, some healing possible, and also there's shields in the game. There's a shield potion, you gotta keep that in mind too. But then you're gonna have probably like a close range weapon, a long range weapon, and a medium range weapon. So you probably wanna have a shotgun, probably wanna have the sniper rifle or burst rifle, and then maybe something like an assault rifle or SMG, something like that. If you wanna, you know, roll with a little balance, and that's kind of what you wanna do. You wanna go around and scavenge until you're fully balanced and fully kitted out. You know, you have your full shields, you got healing available to you, and you have all the different weapons available to you as well. Unlike PUBG though, you're not gonna have additional attachments to these weapons. You just clearly find the weapons. Like, it's just, that's a shotgun, okay, or whatever type of shotgun, automatic or pump, and then it's gonna have the gradient. So you have like your normal, then you have your green, then you have your blue, then purple, and I think there's golden. I don't know, I'm just making stuff up apparently, but basically it goes through the rainbow just like any other looter or MMO game. The rarity, the color, it changes, and those guns are just better. They have more accuracy, they're better accuracy, and they do more damage, so they're better guns. They all use the same ammo though, at least if it's the same weapon, so shotguns are gonna use shotgun shells, imagine that. Pistols aren't gonna use, okay, you guys get it. So it's really self-explanatory. However, the one difference that's going to be there mechanically is that you're not going to have perfect aim, if that makes sense. Some people it's going to make sense, some others not. So let's go and elucidate this. This game is going to use a very RNG-based spread system. So normally, like in games like CSGO or even PUBG or Arma, there is a very specific pattern to the spread. A lot of the times, there's going to be very specific physics, and these weapons do have physics, though I do believe shotguns are hit scan. However, like, your aim, being a third-person shooter, is not going to be perfectly accurate. And there is this built-in mechanic where you can't aim perfectly. Like your shots aren't ever going to really be perfectly on the dot, on hit, unless it's a shotgun, obviously. So you need to really kind of play this risk and reward. If you really want to have your SMG out, in other games, you might be able to tap fire, you might be able to compensate in some way with your aim to actually aim over long distances, but in this game, you just simply won't. If you have an SMG and they have a burst rifle, if they have a sniper rifle, you will lose that fight unless you're right up next to them. So this is where you need to play poker. I mean, that's really what BR is anyways. It's all risk, it's all reward, it's all chance-based gameplay, it's all RNG, it's all random, man. You're just going to be drawing cards, and once you have your hand, you're trying to figure out what the hand of other players are. You're trying to figure out what other cards might exist where on the map, and you're trying to figure out and just try to accrue the best hand that you can have. So you need to make that choice. You know, if you don't have a good hand, do you want to engage this fight? Do you want to take that chance that that guy might have a long-range weapon, or do you want to wait till you're a little bit closer, or just completely disengage and go somewhere else anyways? That's going to be the mental game. That's going to be the real gameplay of BR. A lot of people don't realize that. So this game being way more arcade, cartoony, and it's changed to like more of a close quarters combat type of gameplay, I think a lot of people are going to go into this and just see it as kind of like a silly toy. It's going to be something super casual, and it is really easy to get into, really low skill floor, absolutely. But I think that actually with its additive mechanics, it has a much higher skill ceiling than most other BR games, and really contending there with PUBG. But immediately, since we're comparing and contrasting, H1Z1 is also another third-person shooter that has very spready type of bullets and, yeah, anyways. I think that this game, I think that Fortnite is the death. It's over for H1Z1. H1Z1, the only reason why people were still playing it was because it was the more arcade. I mean, it's called King of the Kill. It's all about kills, right? You just jump in, you go ham, faster matches, faster paced, but Fortnite totally does it, and it does it better. So why does it do it better? That's because we're actually, more than any other BR game, period, it has been a much more solid experience for me personally, and I'm pretty sure that's quite objective. I feel like it's more optimized, better optimized than any other BR game ever. And though I do know that the BR genre is still very new, and most of them, if not all of them, are still in early access, or they're fan-made, it's just, it runs real good, like, and I think it's gonna run great on PS4. I imagine it running great on anybody's machine, basically. You can fiddle around with some settings, but this is made by Epic. They're the creators of the Unreal Engine. I would imagine almost anything that they could make will be pretty freaking optimized. And even though this is what some people would call just a cash grab, it has, you know, self-admittedly, it is just kind of randomly created to jump on a bandwagon because they're fans of that bandwagon. It's actually better than any other game that has come out so far. It literally runs better. You can actually just look through, okay, not many comments, but there's some comments on anytime I mention BR games, like Fortnite, my top 10 list, or even in my, I did a stream of my first chicken dinner hype. So yeah, my first win, and people could immediately just say, just from watching that video, this is running better than PUBG. Wow. And PUBG has made a lot of money. PUBG is kind of the spearhead of the genre, we can all admit this. And there's lots of other BR games that have been around for quite a bit, for quite a while. And yet this game has come out of nowhere, and it's great. It's amazingly optimized. It feels great, and that's also going to be with the netcode. So in other games, I have even specifically streamed and done a couple of matches where I specifically put myself in situations where I can prove that the netcode is garbage. When you're in an actual real match, and then you're trying to play with other people, it's almost impossible to, like, okay, if you have a sniper rifle and they're right up on you and they're just, you know, moving left and right and jumping around you, it's basically just luck at that point. Even though it shouldn't be. Even though PUBG is a game that has very specific mechanics with aiming, yeah, aim and bullets and the netcode and it doesn't always work out. But with this game here, Fortnite, the netcode's actually really freaking amazing. There's times where people can jump like straight over my head, and yet the netcode has been so solid that I've very confidently been able to react, look up in the air, and shoot them in the face and get the kill. I rarely lose duels, almost never, unless I make a stupid decision. Like, if it's all about mechanics versus mechanics, I'm generally very confident and I'm gonna win, because I do play fast-paced arena shooters, I do play games like Overwatch at a master's level, and I should be confident in these games as long as the netcode's good, right? As long as I'm not making stupid decisions, which happens a lot, admittedly. But in this game, Fortnite specifically, Battle Royale, versus any other Battle Royale game, I feel confident. I feel good. And again, what we just said recently, most of the weapons have RNG-based mechanics, Right. Even though I don't have as much micromanagement with my aim as other games, I still feel more comfortable. I still feel more confident in my aim inside of Fortnite, even though it still is even a third-person shooter. I'm actually doing better than ever. Of course, that's also going to be probably due to the fact that the game's a little bit more cartoon. I don't know. Some people might say, well, the hitboxes are big. I can't say to that. All I know is that it feels good. You know, whenever I'm running in with a shotgun, whenever, somebody jumps on me, I feel like, hey, I actually have a chance to turn on somebody, maybe. I don't feel like it's all completely random, despite its mechanics being specifically random. I'm just saying, my overall first impressions, the feelings of the netcode, which is a big killer for a lot of people in the optimization as well. Seriously, it's good. Fortnite is, I believe, in my opinion, okay, it's hard to say in my opinion and then say objectively, but I think objectively, man, pretty good stuff. I think it actually directly competes with the quality, if not better in most ways, than PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. Of course, though, friends and family, there's going to be some mechanics taken away. You know, there's no vehicles, as an example. There's not the complexity of attachments with weapons in this game. But the one thing that it does have, in addition, that no other BR game has, is going to be the creation aspect here, where you can really make just a lot of stuff really fast, and it totally changes gameplay. I don't care what anybody says, like, oh, I barely use it, or you think it's just a complete gimmick. Holy crap. When you really get good at starting to use it, and I'm not good, I'm just now getting, it's wrapping around my head here. I am having so much fun with this. Okay, as an example, if somebody is like really high up on a mountain, you now have a chance of actually contending with that. You can build up ramps really super quick. You can create walls. Even if you're in an open field, you can create like little kind of bunkers. You can create like little walls as you sort of step and step and step. Each step you make a wall and you move closer and closer and closer and encroach with the circle in the middle of the circle and try to get out that sniper. I don't know. A lot of strategy that can go into this game based on what the cards that you've drawn, the weapons that you have, and how much materials you have. So a quick little clarification here. You do have 3 different materials. That's wood, that's stone, and that's metal. And those are based, I think, kind of based on like how easy it is to get one or the other. Though you can actually specifically go and just get metal pretty easy if you want to, like a trailer park or something, or you can go into the woods to get a lot of wood. However, metal is going to be like, it's going to take the longest to fully build up. But it also, I believe, is the strongest. So if you want to make a big bunker, you're in the top 10 and you know pretty much where the circle is going to be, you're going to want to start spending your metal and start making that bunker, possibly. Of course, that's also the risk and reward there. Do you want to build a base now, early in the game, or wait more until you're more sure of the circle? You might live longer if you build the base now. You could chance where the circle is going to be, or you could be more sure, and exactly. So this is an added random sort of element. This is a random card. It's like basically if PUBG's poker, right? They took out they took out spades, they took out aces, they took out spades, but then they put in jokers. So you're taking away some cards, but then you're adding in some cards as well. And oh yeah, they threw in a blue eyes white dragon because fucking why not? This game adds like this really crazy element of building, but also breaking. Guys. You can jump in and you can break buildings. You can basically break entire buildings and you can make entire buildings. And also you can build on existing buildings and you can do all sorts of crazy stuff. Now, I can't really say too much about traps though. I haven't really used traps that much, but in saying this, it's third-person perspective, it has very random shooting elements, and it has building and breaking and traps. You would think that this game would be incredibly camp-oriented. And I'm finding that it's not any more or less camp-oriented than PUBG or any other BR game already is. See, because it is third person, you can maybe peek a little bit better because of the breaking mechanics. You can't actually break what people make. You can also make walls, like I said earlier, to actually pull up and, rush someone else. Okay, maybe not rushing, but you can still push onto someone else while making things along the way. Every added mechanic to this game, except for traps. Traps are still something that you're gonna have to look out for and be a little bit careful for, but traps seem to be a little bit rare, and you definitely a big risk there. If you use your trap, they might not come from that direction. Remember, you can make and break things however you want. So somebody can make a freaking jump pad, jump over the building on top, and then land on top of you and throw grenades down through a hole or something. There's a lot of creativity with the encounters, and there's a lot of freedom that the player has. That creativity, that freaking brain blast that you can do inside the matches, and that's why I think we love battlegrounds or battle royale style games in the first place. Is it allows us to play in really weird ways and do really crazy, ridiculous, plays and have interesting mentalities and personalities really come to life here in this game. You know, your own creativity. This game is so colorful. It has so much character, and it really brings out your own personal character when you're playing this game. Of course, like I said, it does take away some mechanics, and it makes the game very easy to learn. It makes it very easy to play initially, but I don't think that it takes away from the skill ceiling. I think it's just a little bit different. It's rearranged, and in my opinion, it's actually a better skill slopage versus, I guess, PUBG. I think PUBG is a little bit too ridiculous, too complicated initially, but at the same time, of course, we do love it. We love PUBG. VR games are supposed to be complicated and ridiculous and almost uncountable. But this game kind of does just things a little bit differently. Even though on the surface, 100 players drop down onto an island with different little towns to loot and then try to come out on number 1. I understand it sounds very similar to a lot of other games, but when you're actually playing the game, when you're actually seeing the game and hearing the game and actually feeling this game, it is a different experience. And you can make some different plays, you can have some different decisions that really adds to the BR formula, in my opinion, of course. But that is just my opinion. Now, if there's anything I didn't make very clear, leave it in the comments below, ask a question, I'll let you know. I'm playing the game a lot, I'm learning a lot, doing some tips and tricks videos as well coming in the future. And of course, more top 10s on games like this. And if you do want to see more games like this immediately, I do have a top 10 that you can actually click right there. I'll put it in the comments and the description. Top 10 new BR games, because it's a genre that I love. And clearly, you could see Fortnite developers, they are jumping on the bandwagon. They really are. It's true. And maybe some people can call it a clone, but in the end, guys, they obviously are fans and they obviously love it too, because it's good. It's good, it's fun, and that's it. Case closed. Try it yourselves and let me know what you think, okay? Anyways, guys, it is free, totally free. Get the Epic launcher or whatever, Unreal launcher. Jump in, play for free right now, completely, literally, not just early access. You can just jump in for free and go have a blast. They have solos and they have squads, and you can go do the do. I'm going to be streaming right now. I'm going to be inviting people for squads if you guys want to jump in. I've already, won one game. It's, pretty cool. I'm pretty awesome for that. But if you guys want to come and try to win with me, I would absolutely love it. Anyways, guys, whatever you choose, whatever game you're playing, whatever you do, I hope you're having fun. My name's Skylint, and I'll see you in the next one.